Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Digging in the Trenches. What's up, YouTube? Today we're gonna be talking not about the Dolphins, unfortunately. Wish we had something to talk about there. Not a lot to talk about, but we're gonna get started at least on this channel, talking a little bit, getting focused for the 2022 draft. There's gonna be a lot of players to go through. Um, I do things a little differently than most. I probably won't start at the top of like the top prospects. I'll probably just like pick out a few that I really like, and then I'm going to talk about them first. So today we're going to be talking about Colorado State University, CSU, Trey McBride, number 85, tight end, 6'4", 260 pounds. He's from Fort Morgan, Colorado, senior class. Didn't really put up a lot of stats this year so far. Hasn't really put up a lot of stats. Um, he's put up some numbers. He's got 10 career touchdowns, 1,600 career yards, and 129 career receptions. Um, he's improved every year. 7 receptions his first season, up to 45 the next season, but then kind of dropped down to 22, but he only played 4 games because of COVID. So then this season so far, he's got 55 receptions for 637 yards and 1 touchdown, 1 tutty. I'm sure he's going to have more. The offense is a little bit held back due to the lack of quarterback play with this kid. I think the upside is really there for him when you start looking at all of the things it takes to make it in the NFL. Let's just start with his feet. This is how I do everything, really. Let's start with his feet, okay? His feet are decent. It's not like he's walking in the mud out there. So his feet are decent, above average, okay? His change of direction is good, is good, above average, all right? His speed, I think once we see him at the combine, he might make himself a little bit of money there. From what I've seen so far on tape, it looks to be high 4.5s and low 4.6 for his size. That's, like I said, 6'4", 260 pounds. That's pretty big. After you get into his speed part of it, you get more to he's a squatty athlete, so he's more square and boxy, but he does have a little bit of fluidity to his hips. He can open and close his hips really nice in the drop his hips out of his breaks and into his breaks, in and out of his breaks. His route running is really good. It's clean. It still needs some further development at the next level. He's going to need to develop, obviously, finding the zones and sitting down in them. He does have some yards after the catch. He will provide you yards after the catch, and he breaks tackles. So that is a plus. He has strong hands, so he catches it at the point with his hand. He's a hands catcher. Um, After you get into that with him, he can block. He can definitely block in line. He can play in line, or he can play in a flex position as a flex. Um, like I said, he's got a developed route tree that's not fully developed yet, but it's developing rapidly. Um, so then after you get at that part of his game, his run blocking is really good, very much above average. His pass blocking is also good. Um, I wouldn't say below average, and I wouldn't say above average, so I'd say average. When you get into more or less his hands are nice, real good hands. Those are above average, just like his motor and the intensity and the speed he plays the game at. Those are also above average. This is why I think he'll be successful in the NFL. Then you get into more of his consistency. He is pretty consistent. He is the Rams offense at this point in the season, and so they don't have a lot more to go to. So it all gravitates toward this kid. Um, his football IQ is pretty much off the charts. So where he needs to be on the field, he pretty much is. Um, I think at the next level, he's going to need to work on a couple different things, which will be his route tree, his route running, and fine tuning the parts of the NFL system that are different from the college part, so it might take him a year or two to get used to the systems and what they're asking this kid to do. He's a traditional tight end, if you would say. Traditional meaning he can play in line and block. Um, as far as that, I would say the projection on him would be, I would say second day. I don't want to say first day because I think it's a reach. But I would have him right now as my, like, I would say my third or fourth tight end on the board. We're getting started. It's early in the process, but I really like this kid right here. Should have said this in the beginning of the video, but don't forget to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like the video. Sorry, a little bit down in the mood just because the Dolphins ain't really playing good. I had a lot more fun watching college football last weekend than I did the pros. So, but this would be for Trey McBride. This is what I have on him. Day 2 prospect. Probably if I was to rank him in the tight ends for the 2022 draft, he would probably be like 3 or 4. Like we'll see what the rest of the year does. All right, cool. Deuces.